I think as a kid, pizza bagels were like the best thing ever. When I ate them as an adult, I didn't think that. I didn't think they were even that good.
Nice and hot.
I had never been in a commercial kitchen. I had never cooked professionally. I had never had a service job.
Now for my absolute least favorite task, dumping enough water to literally burn me to crazy.
My cooking skills prior to this, I would call them good, not great.
You're on your feet all day, you're lifting heavy objects, carrying them place to place.
I want to make the pizza bagels even better than I remember. I'm Jacob Cooper, I'm 29 years old. I'm the chef and owner of Pizzabagel.nyc, and we made $20,000 in revenue in September. I went to college upstate at Cornell, and I studied computer science. With my degree, I kind of did what I wanted to do. I was the CTO of a startup that we started in college. I managed engineers, I wrote a ton of code, I reviewed code, I met with other teams.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I was really excited when I started the company, and I was really excited for years and years, but towards the end,
Can I get two turkey bacon, egg, and cheeses on rolls?
I was doing the same thing for 7-8 years. It's a lot. The last year of Flip, I wasn't nearly as excited about it, and I think that showed in my work. The CEO and I were fighting a lot towards the end, and we both kind of said, this is not really working. On a personal level, it was hard for a few weeks, like especially afterwards. It was like, what do I do with my day? I have no idea why I had the idea. I was sitting on my couch on a Tuesday at 10:30 at night and doing nothing. That was my life after I left my job.
What's up, homie? 274, that's pretty low, which is awesome. Flour, cream cheese, prosciutto, Cokes, eggs, ricotta cheese, a bunch of salt, 4 pounds of scallion.
I'm not gonna call it genius, right? But I was certainly very excited when I had the idea.
Sexy. Incredibly sexy to me.
When I left the company, I was making $120,000 a year. To start the business and also to pay my rent and insurance and everything else in my life, I sold my equity back to my previous company. I got $250,000. After tax, it was about half of that. And that is what allowed me to take a few months off, start this business, test things out, lose money on it. All of those things are possible, not because I had a ton of savings beforehand, but because I got this payout from my company for some of my equity. So the first month we were in business was February. We got about 3K in sales. March was 4, April was 2,000. In the middle of May, I got a car. I could do a lot more events. That jumped to 6,000, and then June was 10,000, July 10.5, August 13, September was $20,000. Looking at September more closely, we did 20,000 in sales for the first time ever. But 4,900 went to payroll, 4,000 to the kitchen, 2,500 in food cost, 2,000 in miscellaneous spend, and 1,500 in event fees, which left us with a $5,000 profit margin. The company can kind of pay my rent at this point, but it can't afford another $10,000, $20,000 investment, so I put $50,000 of my own money into an account that's the company's money. If I let the company keep all of its money and all of its profits, personally, I probably have 3 years left to pay rent, insurance, and everything else that comes with living in New York City. I'm not anxious about this yet, and honestly, at the end of the day, I know that if this business doesn't work out, I can go get another tech job, or I can do something else. I'm probably not gonna end up on my parents' couch. Probably. The business right now makes money in 3 places: pop-ups, catering, and farmers markets. Pizzabagel.nyc, surprise, surprise, sells pizza bagels, and that's all it sells. But we got really good at making bagels. I spun up Littlebagel.nyc in early September to sell bagels and cream cheese and sandwiches at the farmers market.
So we're here at Fort Greene Market. We do fresh bagels baked in the mornings, a ton of different sandwich options, and obviously cream cheeses. We always buy tomatoes from the farmer up there. Try to pick the right size tomatoes. Somehow this guy snuck in, so he's probably a snack for me. This is easier for me, I think, because I'm definitely extroverted. And I would much prefer to have fun when I'm out here than just be like, what's your order, what's your order?
You want rosemary? It's really good. There's a huge swing on a rainy day. And that part of the business is one of my least favorite things. You're basically just praying it's nice weather so people come out and buy stuff.
Thank you.
We gotta go park the car because it's been 2 hours and we've had customers the whole time and it's been sitting on the street in the lane. This is outrageous.
We're in the middle of October right now, which is proving to be just as good as September was. That's awesome. It's gonna change a lot when it gets cold. We're not gonna do nearly as many pop-ups as we shift our focus for the winter to selling in the grocery store.
I gotta go to set up the next event in Queens. We have 2 hours left of the market. Let's see how we did. The last 3 weeks, we pulled $2,300 to $2,500 each week. $1,500. It was raining since like 9:30. There's nothing we can do. We have a lot of leftovers. It rained. We made more food than ever before, but we still have like 150 bagels left over.
The goal with doing a lot of pop-ups was to build the brand, to get customer feedback, to get the food tasting right and consistently. I feel like we're there. If you took my pizza bagels against any of the ones you'd find in the freezer, the ones in the freezer, I don't think deserve to call them soaked bagels necessarily, right? To me, the bagel is the foundation. People's standards for New York pizza and New York bagels are insanely high, right? This is rumored to have the best pizza and the best bagels in the world.
So it's actually a toaster oven I got after I graduated college. I took it to my first pop-ups, liked it so much. I got 3 of them, so I can do all my events now. $400, an absolute steal. It does say not intended for commercial use, but what are they gonna do?
I don't think I'm an alternative offering to pizza or bagels. I think I'm an additional offering. It's a whole new category of food that most people haven't had since they were kids. Where I'm competing is on people's memories of pizza bagels. I don't necessarily think I'm competing with what they think of pizza or what they think of bagels in New York City.
Thank you so much.
Of course, guys, enjoy.
Try.
Yeah.
I used to love pizza bagels as a kid.
Me too, but they're not really good when you're an adult, I feel like. It's kind of bad quality. I think when you see something that's unique, that's also familiar to you, customers love that.
Thank you, respect.
Hi.
For one pizza bagel, it's like 25 cents in food costs. It doesn't include the labor though. My management style has transferred really well from my previous company. It's actually, I think, easier to manage this kind of work than it is that, except that people call out sick a lot more often in this line of work and you kind of get left stranded. Early on I was worried because I've never been in this industry before. I didn't know if people who have been in the industry would have been, skeptical to listen, right? Like I was worried of the inexperience showing through. And if you think your boss is dumb, are you really gonna listen to them that much?
Queens night market, most weeks like 1,500 to 2,000 at least. This week was 1,000 because of the rain and the gloomy weather. But that's what it is. It's the game.
You would think tech in pizza bagels, it just wouldn't transfer. I think that the vast majority of it actually has transferred. Since I was the founder of my previous company as well, I knew what it was like to kind of do everything and how things don't get done unless you do them. I think what's very different that I didn't really realize is the amount of physical labor that's involved.
Everyone just loves each other here, like they'll come over wanting your food, they try to pay, you just can't let them because if you go over to their stand, they're not gonna let you pay either.
One of the things that I think causes burnout is when you lose your joy for what you're doing. That happened at my last job and I suffered like that for almost 2 years. But this job, even though I'm working as hard as I ever have, every customer that comes up to the stand and tells me how great they are, every time they come back wanting more.
Oh, it's really good. It really good. I just wanted to tell you that they were insane.
That's so sweet. Cash your card. I really appreciate that.
It helps keep me going. If you told me at 22 that at 29 I wouldn't be in tech anymore, I don't know, I was an idiot at 22. I don't know what I believed. I think I would have been a bit surprised, but I also have always had a bunch of diverse interests. Sometimes it'd be nice not to have this. Sometimes it'd be nice to work 9 to 5 and go home and have a bajillion hobbies and make good money and that would be it, but it's just not what's inside me. And I don't really know why, but I have a lot of fun doing this.